Cavan Keenan, cornerback, a young fella from Ballymena, has really showed up well in the league. He's got frightening pace, and you'll not miss him with his mullet and his moustache, so he's one to definitely keep an eye out for.
Dermot, so I suppose here we are in Croke Park. Have you had the luxury of playing here before?
Yeah, a couple of times. Thankfully, it's always a great experience getting to play down here. Doesn't happen too often, but yeah, National League final and Tailteann Cup final last year against Down. So not been successful yet. So still searching for that first win, but always a great experience being here.
Yeah, I've played here on 3 occasions. So National League final last year, had a Tailteann Cup semi-final a couple of years ago, and played Tyrone actually in a qualifier game as well 8-9 years ago as well. So I had a couple of occasions, which is quite nice. Likewise with yourself, Liam, have you had a couple of occasions here?
Fortunately, no, I haven't. Since I've been playing for Western now for 4 years, we haven't got here. We've been close, but it's the goal. It's what we'd like to get out of Tailteann Cup this year for sure. And what about yourself?
Yeah, 2 years ago we played Cavan in Division 4 final, and a few years before that in the All-Ireland semi-final against Mayo as well. So yeah, it's not something that happens too often for Tipperary footballers, so it'd be great to get back there this year.
So now, what do you make of the group that's been drawn?
Yeah, look, it's a tidy group. We've all probably played each other before. We're quite familiar with ourselves. So I think I've probably won games against yourselves and lost games against Holly as well. So I think, look, it's good that we're familiar with ourselves, and yeah, looking forward to a few journeys around the country as well.
Yeah, much to see him. Sligo and Wexford, we've been come up against each other a brave few times over the last number of years. We played Wexford in the Tailteann Cup last year as well, and it's always tight games. So I think that's the beauty of the competition. You're a lot of evenly matched teams, and it makes for good viewing.
Yeah, so I suppose it's going to be a long journey in the first weekend up to Antrim, so it's probably the longest journey we could have got, and then 3 really strong teams, so it's going to be a tough group, but really looking forward to it.
We have a journey ahead of ourselves up to Sligo next weekend as well, and we're looking forward to it. We've played them every year since I've been involved in Wexford anyway, and we know it's going to be a good match, and same actually as Tip and Antrim, so just really looking forward to getting the group up and running. Speaking of the Tailteann Cup, we'll go to you, Niall. What does success look like? You've had a great year, so.
Yeah, no, things have been positive so far this year. I suppose, like probably all 4 of us here, we want to get out of the group first and foremost. I think semi-finals are back here in Croke Park as well, so obviously that'll be nice to be back here and get to play out there. So yeah, I think firstly it's make sure we're getting out of that group.
Yeah, much to see him. You can't really look too far past the first game, but it was really good competition for us last year and brought us on as a group, reaching the semi-final. So definitely the carrot is really getting to Croke Park again, and if you get there, you're going well. So that's the real aim: get back in Croke Park and maybe go a couple of steps further than last year. What would success look like for Wexford then?
Look, very similar. I think you're going to get the same answer out of everybody here. Tough first. I think it's a tough group. Tough first fixture. You get that out of the way, and then you can start looking at progressing. Ideally, you want to be finishing first or second to be sure of your place. You don't want to be relying on other results for a prelim quarter final, and then ultimately it's getting to Croke Park. Like I said, never played here before, so that's and the same with much of our group. So it's really, really important for us.
Yeah, I suppose for us it would be to get out of the group. Last year we didn't get out of the group, so that'd be great progress for us if we get out of the group. And then every game after that, you can just take it game by game and see how that goes for us.
Summer football now ahead, which is always great. What sort of football do you expect to see?
Yeah, hopefully a good open football. The ground's a bit quicker. You see a bit of fast-paced football. Some quality teams in the competition and the group especially. So hopefully real fast-paced games, and it's championship after all. So it's going to be a bit of bite to it, and it's going to be very competitive. And as last year we played in, we had some great games, some great crowds showing up, and it's going to be exciting. So yeah, really looking forward to the first game.
Hopefully we get 3 easy wins would be great. No, but definitely I think a big thing would be getting crowds, getting out and about. Summer's back, like summer holidays, getting big crowds to games and kind of really getting behind teams, creating atmospheres, and hopefully we get to give something back to the fans as well.
So now, what difference does it make getting the big crowds down to Mortonvics Park? And
look, it's brilliant. It's like, look, I suppose there's a couple of things you want to bring along the next generation of younger people, and seeing kids at games is always great as well. So no, look, it's nice. It gives a good buzz and a good atmosphere around the place, and I suppose it gives you a reason for playing when you see so many people coming out. So you expecting big crowds up in Antrim too?
Yeah, as I say, last year Corrigan, it's tight wee ground, and a couple of 3,000 people fills it well, and there's a good buzz about. So yeah, it's great seeing all the kids out, and even after we beat Carlow in the quarter final last year up in Corrigan, all the Waynes on the pitch and signing autographs, and a great sunny day. It was just like a real championship atmosphere, and it creates a great buzz around the county. So it does. What do you think?
Yeah, look, getting crowds to Exeter Park would be great. We've had good support this year already as a group, and it's really important that we keep that momentum going and people enjoy and come and they get their money for it. There's a lot of negative talk about football at the moment, and I suppose we'd like to prove that wrong and gain a bit of momentum. And what about yourselves in Tipperary?
Yeah, I suppose it's a small but extremely loyal fan base for Tip football, and especially with that long journey up to Antrim next week, there'll be really loyal supporters going up there, and they always make a lot of noise when they go, so hopefully we can give them something to cheer about. So who are the breakout players on your panel?
I suppose this year we've had quite a few injuries, so it's given the chance for a couple of lads to come through. Calvin Keenan, corner back, a young fella from Ballymena, has really showed up well in the league. He's got frightening pace, and you'll not miss him with his mullet and his moustache, so he's one to definitely keep an eye out for. So it is.
Yeah, we've had good success with the under-20s over the last couple of years, so there's a few of those boys coming through, like Jack Lav and Canis Mulligan and Owen Smith. There's a few others. Al McLaughlin as well as a new lad on the panel. He's probably in his mid-20s now, but it's good to have him back. So yeah, a good few new lads this year involved, which is great to have. Liam, yourself, any new up-and-coming lads coming?
Yeah, like that, injuries sometimes force managers' hands, but Rory Tubbert in goal has been a big success. Coming into the panel on his first year, I'd say he wouldn't have expected himself to be getting the minutes, but he's been great. And other than that, like you said, a few lads who have been in and around for a few years just with injuries, like Darrell Hines had a really, really good year. Like Owen Porter back on the pitch without any injuries has been massive for us. So yeah, mix it new, and then Andy Old is good at the moment. And Flying, passing it back to you.
Yeah, I suppose we've had a lot of new players in this year, especially Kieran Costello, Stephen Groban. They've got a lot of minutes under their belt, so it's great to see new players getting a lot of game time. They've made a big impact for us this year. Yeah.
What do you think up in Antrim? Who are you? Maybe in this group or in other groups? Who are you afraid of?
I suppose just going by the league, a couple of games we played in the league now. We've come up against Down a couple of times, championship as well, and there's the likes of Lane Kerr and Ord Murdoch have been brilliant for them this year. So they'll definitely take a bit of watch, and yeah, I'm just probably glad to be avoiding them for a wee while longer. But what we're selling now?
Same as yourself. I'll stay away from our group, but suppose another groups like the Division 2 teams coming down is always, you're wondering where they're at. So Kildare, Fermanagh down, obviously going up as well, which is a big boost for them. So yeah, look, I think they're probably the 2 or 3 favourites coming down anywhere in the division. So we'll definitely keep an eye out on them. Paddy, what do you reckon with that one?
Yeah, one straight too far away from that. Down in Kildare, they're 2 teams that they're really good, and I'd say they'll take a lot of beating.
Yeah, look, I'm going to give the same answer. I think like the likes of Dark Irwin, Kevin Feely, Daniel Flynn, all of them lads, they've been well documented as being some of the best players around on their day. So trying to avoid them and gain a bit of momentum before we do have to meet them is going to be important.
Just Dermot, then, in terms of any maybe dark horses or teams to maybe upset a few odds?
I suppose a lot of Division 4 teams maybe won't be given it as much of a chance as maybe say the teams coming down from Division 2, but they like Wicklow there have had a great result in the Leinster Championship and probably could have beat Kildare to be in a Leinster semi-final. So they like them as well as Waterford's got another a championship win as well. So there's really nobody you can write off, and everybody will be fancying their chances to go far.
There's a good few dark horse like Wexford. They're having a great year. I know they didn't get out of Division 4, but they've had some great results on the journey. Wicklow, as you said as well, they've had a great result in Leinster. So yeah, there's a lot of teams you'd be keeping an eye out on.
Sligo, you're on an upward trajectory. I suppose we'd be kind of looking at teams like yourselves in terms of a model. Like when we see them in our group, I suppose we relish the challenge, but I think it's teams like that who can really, really use this competition to springboard into let's say Division 2 next year. I think that's just there's real danger there. And then looking outside the group, like Wicklow's going to be well documented. I think Offaly are a team who are building. They've had underage success over the last few years. So look, I think with this competition, it is championship football, and it's championship football at a level where all of our teams are at. Like, so I think we can expect tight games in no matter who we're facing. Good thing about this competition is we get to do a bit of travelling and playing outside of our provinces and stuff like that. So is there anywhere in particular you're looking forward to playing or you'd like to get playing?
Yeah, well, I suppose we haven't got away to, I think Wexford is the only one we've got away to that's in the group, so looking forward to getting up the road to Antrim, and I think we have Sligo at home, but yeah, up to Antrim would be a great journey up and be a great weekend. next weekend.
The only away game we're aware of so far is yourselves and Thurles. So had a couple of games there, brilliant surface, brilliant stadium. So really looking forward to that one. And then I'm not sure where our neutral game is at yet, but you always look forward to those games as well. And there's usually big crowds at them. But any big games you're looking forward to, Dermot?
Yeah, well, we got the trip down to Wexford Park last year, and it was a successful one for us. It's a great ground, great surface and all. So that was actually a place I had never played before, and actually really enjoyed it. Croke Park would be the one we all want to get to eventually. So, but no, it's great getting around the country, and who knows where we'll end up. But you seem to end up playing at different grounds and different counties that you normally wouldn't be at. So
yeah, well, we're heading to Markovich Park next weekend. I've only played there once, but it was not one to remember. Let's say we had a bad day out, and it's definitely a tough place to go. But like, they're the kind of challenges you want to be pushing yourself in. So we're looking forward to that. And then the neutral game, I think we're playing tip neutral, so we'll be looking at somewhere like O'Moore Park or O'Connor Park, which are always really, really good. Good place to play, good atmosphere, good surfaces, and hopefully we'll both be going into that match with something to play for. So looking forward to that.
So now on an away game, what's the bus trip usually like with the Sligo lads then?
Yeah, that's a good bit of crack. Yeah, in fairness, I do look forward to going away. It was the league games this year. We've actually spent the night away the night before a lot of the time. So yeah, I really enjoy it. You get away for a couple of hours with the lads. It's always a bit of crack. The bus down's a bit of crack, and depending on how the game goes, how at the time like is on the bus on the way home. But usually it's a bit of crack if you end up winning. Liam, obviously you're on the way up to Markovich this weekend. What's the plan? Are you going up the night before or that morning?
We're heading up on Friday, so get off at lunchtime at work. So this is actually a very short week. But no, look, the cards will be out. Only Nolan and Niall generally bring a pack of cards. There's all sorts of games going on the way up, and then when you get to the hotel, some lads bring up a Wii or something like that, bit of Mario Kart, something like that. Bit of crack, and then just try wind down for the match the next day and get focused.
Well, our only away game so far is going to be Wexford. We had that last year, so yes, just the same. Playing cards, listen to podcasts, and some Mick Burner keeper would sometimes there's some dodgy music on the way down the bus too. But some lads like to chill out when they get to the hotel, and some lads are running around doing mad things. But it's all about crack. Good to get some time away with the lads.
So you're on about a couple of podcasts there already. Any recommendations?
Well, GA Social normally comes up with a good few. Oisin McConville and that, so that's probably what I would normally listen to. What about yourself?
Yeah, same. A couple of the J Hour and Tommy Rooney and the boys there and off the wall have a good podcast as well. So yeah, it depends. If you win, I suppose you're happy out listening to the podcast during the week. If you lose, it can be a bit different. But anything else other than football, lads, or other than GA or sports?
Ever listen to Joe Brawley's podcast sometime for a bit of a laugh, or if you're ever bored and you just want an absolute out of the box opinion,
a bit of controversy,
exactly. Yeah, it can be interesting.
Yeah, even gone into a few audiobooks there at the moment. Gone into the Keith Earls audiobook, so it's good to get a bit of different sports in there with rugby. So yeah, audiobooks can be good as well.
We'll see you on the pitch, boys. Best of luck next weekend.